we'll move on to the science the science that is discussed in Multiplicity, and that is human cloning.
Yeah.
And in this movie, they pretty much take it very casually, like extremely casual.
Oh,
like
it's extremely casually. It's like, like a bio 3D printer that they use. And they pull some blood from Doug and put it in a centrifuge. And then we see basically, a soup that a person forms out of. It reminded me, it reminded me of the fucking the Flesh from Doctor Who, dude.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because they had that same like white soup or whatever, and life was produced from it. So when I was watching Multiplicity yesterday, I was like, dude, did fucking Stephen Moffat and the writers for Doctor Who during this era, like,
I don't know, low hanging fruit? Because I mean,
go, hey, Multiplicity, that was kind of a cool idea.
That story arc went dark fast. As Doctor
it went so dark,
fast, very fast. So that's the kind of shit I was expecting in this, which no, it's not. So, yeah. That was
the demon known as Stephen Moffat was not involved in this project. So,
What are they looking at?
So, we kind of talked about it briefly. Like, how much did the cloning cost him? Because if he's doing it so rapidly, like how much? Like, it seems very affordable to do it. And I was under the impression that maybe that joke that they make about, or that comment that he makes about it being they got a discount rate whenever they clone.
You got Lenny, yeah.
That was kind of just a joke, but like if he's doing it so casually and it's just like going to the store, like, hey, I'm gonna go to the store and get a clone. I'll be back, and then he comes with it. Like, I felt like the doctor was just doing it for free.
What if the doctors, because technically it's doctors now, what if they didn't have a profit motive?
Man.
What if they really just wanted to make miracles and make time for people? Like maybe it was from a real, like a good place that was coming out. So it's like, well, I mean, bucks.
I would say it's more than maybe or whatever. How do they meet exactly? The doctor or
well, it's because
Doug has a freak out moment or whatever because
Doug freaks the fuck out, because some of his guys fuck up a water line.
That's when everything sort of like all of his frustrations and shit from everything that's been happening thus far in the movie just goes to shit, and then he has a mental.
Well, he's sitting there trying to like wring out his fucking floor plans and shit. Soaked wet, pissed off,
and then so the doctor walks up on him, seeing all that, and just like, hey,
what do you do with your free time? Oh, let's play golf. Oh, how often do you get off? Oh, or get out? Oh, never.
I'm thinking that. What did he say? I'm thinking I might cut down a little on that too. Yeah. He's again, like I mean, I wanted to say that before, but like a lot of the dialogue in this movie is real subtle and just super.
It's dry.
Yeah, it's pretty very dry. Overall, it's great though.
I love it.
It's just very low. Low easy sarcasm and everything, but so like I actually would say that the doctor was trying to be helpful in this
situation. But if you think about it, the doctor could also be using Doug, because I mean
he was using it as a guinea pig. That was a test subject, remember? I mean, that's how 4 came out or whatever.
Well, because
remember 4 came out or whatever, and they were telling him like, "Oh yeah, sure." We just said it that it sounds like a good idea. Make of something to experiment.
I think that maybe that the doctor,
it's a mutually beneficial.
It's beneficial for him, one, because that can apply to any sort of research he's doing and more test subjects. Because at this point, I'm under the assumption as a viewer that the doctor has only cloned himself. Right at this point,
right? We have no way of.
And from here on out, he sees
that
he sees that Doug is like a willing participant and just willing to kind of try it because he's desperate. Yeah. So when he does, he's kind of just like, "Oh yeah, Doug, come on in. Like I'll clone you again, no problem, And then I again under the assumption that the clone doctor, the doctor number 2, talks to Doug number 2, and then they decide, hey, let's try and clone one of y'all. Let's clone a clone, and then that's when we got Lenny.
So it seems like the whole thing.
It just seems like something that can add to his research or for whatever he's doing, because he's not thinking of the consequences it's going to have on Doug and his family. He's just like, oh, he's willing, so I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, they think the whole situation is mostly harmless. Yeah, making all these clones, sending in the clones. It's like, no, it's cool. It's fine. It'll be great. Don't worry.
But I'm also surprised that, I mean, maybe that happens in the sequel, that the government's not involved in this, or maybe they are involved in this, and they're kind of just allowing the doctor kind of.
The shop is so involved in this.
It's called the Gemini Institute. The institution.
Yeah. Ooh,
a name that Roland, you had to make a comment about. You're like,
oh, great. Yeah, I don't remember what I said. It was probably.
I don't really remember what you said, but you were just like,
more shit.
Institute. You're like,
didn't get that joke, right?
Get the fuck out of here with that. I was
fucking twins, bullshit. Get out.
Yep. It's like,
is that kind of like what it means? Like,
so it's that, yeah.
The twins.
The Gemini myth, the mythology, and the
right, so
constellations and shit. Yeah, the twins.
So basically, that whole institute itself, that's basically maybe all they do. They just clone.
Yeah, maybe
clone things, I guess.
Wouldn't it be great if it was just like it was like a Kickstarter thing or whatever, because they're still having the building worked on, you know. And so the Kickstarter, like, you know, the update should have been, hey, I cloned myself successfully, but he kept it like on the low just to keep getting funds.
Don't tell anybody. Yeah. No, he has a Patreon. There we go.
Oh, so the clone runs the Patreon. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, as far as like the actual human cloning, like in real life, not in film or cinema,
the sheepers.
Yeah, done the sheep cloning. I did kind of like scour the internet just
the main difference
for a brief thing as
to see where we're at.
Well, how much does it cost to clone a human being? Wow. And someone had put a number to it, and it was like close to like $60,000 or some shit like that. And they're like, well, it's kind of a hefty price to clone something. But there is a thing that I read also that there's a pet cloning. Or like, I'm sorry, it may have been more than human cloning, but there's pet cloning.
No, yeah, that's definitely a thing. Most people that are up their own asses or whatever with money to waste, they do that. There's a segment or something somewhere.
My cat Boaz, we all love her dearly, but we already know that she's a Lenny, and I don't need like a Lenny clone like cat.
Yeah. I forget what it is exactly. A lot of them either describe the pet cloning thing as like the son or daughter of the previous pet, even though it's actually an identical clone.
Now, I want to see if I can share this on the screen here. Give me one moment.
I mean,
there's a website called My Friend Again, the dog cloning company.
Oh, there it is.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Hold on.
I mean, good for them. Whatever, they found their niche. Some people really love their pets more than others.
So it says, my dog or cat has died, and it says pet cloning cannot be achieved without retrieving healthy cells from a deceased pet. If your dog or cat has died within the last few hours, please follow the steps below to preserve your pet's cells before it's too late.
You take two fingers and go right up their ass.
Zula was badass,
and like give it the claw.
And, you know, it's weird that if like
so put your animal in the fridge, basically.
Yeah, well, it says if your dog or cat has just passed, then you must act quickly, as in right now.
Throw them in the fridge.
There's a 5-day window to successfully extract good quality cells from your beloved friend before the cells begin to deteriorate.
Dude, right here, keep the animal in deceased in a sanctuary cool environment.
Do not place your dog in the freezer, right? Do not
fucking go at it with a saw off a fucking leg or something, or some shit with a knife, or I don't know.
Oh, you can download printable instructions for it.
Jesus fuck no, of course. Like I said, I'd seen it like a little. I don't know if it was a Vice documentary or article or some shit on that, and a while ago. Holy fuck, I'd forgotten about it. Aside from that, the main.
Oh, dude, this is grody though. You have to like cut your fucking animal though.
Well, yeah.
So
only the eyes.
I mean, ideally, you should have this stuff already prepared just in case if you want to do this. But
it's a bit macabre.
Well, yeah, some people I think have done it a couple times actually. Whatever.
It says cloning can only be
Cannot be
live.
done with just DNA, blood, skin, hair, teeth.
What's that? Cloning
So you
can
need live tissue.
live
Ooh.
tissue taken from the pet immediately after
The
death.
fuck you do? Wow.
The vet will then place your pet's biopsy samples in a container and ship them via next day air to our storage facility. The cells are then frozen and stored to a liquid nitrogen storage container. The cost to store your pet's cells is about $100 to $300 per year.
Oh, they're just giving it away. That's not bad.
Yeah,
a year?
Well, that's
want to
just
basically pop out another version of it?
No, that's just to store it. How much is it to actually?
No. I'm just saying, like, as you're saving up your pennies to actually get it cloned, it's not a bad rate. It's not a bad rate for $100 to $300 for the entire year. To
now, yeah, Raymond Page, PhD, life and science bioengineering in
life.
Is that Minnesota?
Science bioengineering,
Massachusetts.
Life and science bioengineering. That sounds really hokey. Like I said, that's a degree because it sounds like a certificate.
It does sound like a certificate.
I took this online class and bloom. Now I'm fucking
clone
Dr.
update.
Frankenstein.
I don't
Dr.
know.
Frankenstein, excuse me.
Oh, the clone updates section is blank.
Oh, I'm sure their Facebook page is all kinds of
about my dogs. God, man.
Those dogs look like they're missing a couple chromosomes. What?
Well, that's the type of dog it is, man.
I know, but it's still like they look.
I first cloned Wolfie, and received 2 clones. I named one of the clones Wolfie Girl and the other named Wolfie Bear.
Dude, those clones look angry. Those clones are going to go wrong.
Looking
at this photo, dude.
That's cemetery type of shit, man.
Yeah, dude.
I'm after you. In your sleep and shit.
That's so weird, dude. Wow.
Of course. Again, though, why pick these animals? They look like wet rats to me.
Yeah, they can only make dogs that are rat shaped and sized. Yeah. They haven't gotten to like proper dogs yet.
No, I guess not. That's just totally not nightmare fuel at all. Dogs winning news and
news and articles.
Oh, sheesh.
70 grand discount. How much is it to fucking clone it?
Oh.
Holy shit.
They give you we live in the times of COVID, gentlemen,
I'm about to get spammed fucking hard right
now. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like where this is going.
You're gonna fuck with the algorithm. Good luck.
Clone firm lures UK dog owners with $70,000 discount. That's insane.
It's a 70% discount.
It costs $100,000 to clone your dog.
30 grand.
Wow.
Discounted price to get.
Dude, that's crazy, dude. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I guess we'll circle back to my $100 to 300 years just for storage isn't bad considering what it actually costs to fucking make one.
Yeah. If you're fucking around with something like this, yeah.
Well, that's the first step into actually cloning humans, and like you're gonna live forever if that's the case. Because I mean, like, consciously, would your brain continue on?
I forgot.
You're the same person. I mean,
the doctor made a chimp. He cloned a chimp, and then he got to humans. So I think he skipped the sheep thing.
Right.
Yeah.
He skipped Dolly. Yeah.
But again, like, if you're cloning someone or something, like, how much of that personality is still the same, though? Because I mean, a lot of you as humans and even animals, their personality is important. So I mean, if they are clones, are they exactly the same?
I think some of those cloned animals actually were a bit more. Some of them did have more aggressive tendencies.
Getting into the the science end of it, it definitely wasn't clear why you would have all of the memories and experiences from one entity to the other,
because it's not the science way it's supposed to work.
Yeah, because you just
go ahead.
Can't scan a brain and just implant it, to my knowledge. I mean, the feds probably can.
The way the sheep cloning stuff works everywhere or now-ish. I'm assuming it's probably something.
But also they make a baby, like they make a new animal.
They make a baby and it grows up like a baby or whatever. It's not boom.
Yeah,
so it's an adult. And so that being the case, you know, they're going to have a different, like they're.
What a different movie, though, if you had, you know, Doug playing this real long comedy, he's like maybe in 25 years. But then all of his clones are like so much younger than him. So it defeats the purpose. So, yeah, it'd just be a different moment.
Oh, he just dies.
Him like having like a nursery up in the fucking, you know, the attic space of the garage. Going over there. Don't rule number 1, don't tell mommy.
Well, I will say this, like other films that do talk about cloning, for instance, I mentioned this to you, Roland, Replicant with Van Damme.
Yeah. I talked about the
like I'm kind of curious as to like the science in that as well. Like how does that take, you know? Again, that's not a movie we're going to talk about in this series. No. But maybe at some point we will get to it when we do
it's probably even more hokey than the science in this movie is, because I mean, for starters, but
yeah, but I mean, like
it's action movie. You're gonna
exactly.
I can buy Michael Keaton telling his clone, saying, "Oh, you're the clone and I'm the clone." It's really hard to hear Van Damme. The movie's called Replicant.
Yeah,
literally tell his clone, he's like, "You're my replicant." Like, it's so bad, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah. So initially, in the real world scenarios, cloning isn't entirely fantasy.
No, it isn't. But it's also not.
Really, but human cloning hasn't been done yet, to my knowledge. But I'm pretty sure they've cloned like human cells or something like that. I'm pretty sure they've done that.
Yeah. I mean, like they can. Cells can be replicated.
I think they're too busy trying to figure out cloned meat right now.
Oh yeah, so like using
to feed the people that are already here before making copies of people that are already here.
Didn't they do that kind of with the movie The Island? Right? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. The clones are like on a separate island. And
that movie was so fucking bad, though.
They're basically.
It was fun, but it was bad. It was Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Like, who was the chick in that?
I didn't like it at all.
Nah, yeah, it was.
Although
I caught it as a twofer at the drive-in, so I don't remember what I was there to watch, but the island was not it. I went, fuck, I gotta watch this first.
The premise itself is kind of interesting, where like you have a clone version of yourself just in case you need that person's cells or heart or other organs. They just basically kill them and implant them into you. But in their minds, they're thinking they've won like the lottery and they're gonna go off into like some kind of world space. So basically, and then they find out they're actually killing them, and then that's where like the dilemma is and stuff like that. But in this case, your clones can move off. Again, how does Andy McDowell not ever find out about these clones unless she does and doesn't give a shit about it?
She does.
I mean, she does at the end.
At the end. She's like, you know how you really, you know how you really love someone when you see them in the face of everyone you see.
Yeah.
And let's talk about real quick that scene wherever all the Dougs get a crack at her in that one night. Like, if she were to find out about that, I mean, that could derail this whole fucking movie.
What I was waiting for. I was waiting for
it'd be 4 guys when they're all in the room, or whatever they called it. 4 guys from nowhere pizza. That's what that movie would become. That's part 2. This is Doug picking up the pieces.
Yeah.
With his.
So that's what I was expecting. I thought there was going to be some kind of reveal where she sees them all and she's like, holy shit, I fucked all of you or whatever.
Well, it had been such a long fucking time since I've seen the movie, and I was wondering if it would be a thing where it's like they figure out some sort of like co-living situation where you had all the Dougs in the mix, you know, for the classic like happy ending approach.
Yeah.